Hi, welcome to this video. Today I want to show you about 5 different things that you can do in My Checkbook that you might not know. The first one is I want to show you how you can hide some things in the suggestion list. When you pull up a transaction editor, you can see in this suggestion list that there's many items based on the previous entries that you've entered. So let's just say that this particular store is no longer available and you don't really need it showing up anymore in your list. The first thing we have to do is find that transaction, where it came from. So I can go back. I know that it was just from a couple of months ago when I entered this. This is just some sample data that I'm starting with. So here I see that transaction. Of course, I could have searched for it as well. But now that I see the transaction, I can simply right-click on it, and I can choose Don't Show in Description List. So now, if I go back to my transaction editor, I'll notice that that is no longer showing up in my list. So that's kind of helpful to clean up that list if there are items you just don't use anymore. The next thing I want to do is show you how you can convert a deposit to a withdrawal or a withdrawal to a deposit. This can sometimes happen if you've entered the transaction, but you realize that you entered it the wrong way, either a withdrawal or a deposit. So let's just say that I want to do that. So I could come up here and I can open this transaction. Right now it is a withdrawal, which it really should be, but I'll just show you how you can transfer it, how you can switch it to be a deposit and then switch it back to be a withdrawal. So all I have to do is make the number negative and then update it, and you can see that it has now updated to become a deposit. And of course, this isn't a deposit, so I'll go ahead and put it back. But I just wanted to show how you can switch them back and forth between withdrawal and deposit if you need to, if you made some mistake. The next thing I want to show you is how you can find your My Checkbook data folder. If you want to move it from one computer to another, or if you want to set it up with some kind of a backup system, or even manually copy the files to a backup drive. So the way that you find where My Checkbook stores the data is by going to the Help menu, go down to Tools, and then choose Show Data Folder. So this is the folder that contains all the data, and it's important that you don't move this data or update it while the program is running. Here I'm not going to be moving it, but I just want to make sure that you know to quit My Checkbook before you go moving the data or restoring it from some kind of a backup. So you'll want to make sure that you move or back up all of the data that's in this folder. And one easy way to do that is that you can also go to the enclosing folder, and this is the folder that you would end up moving to another computer or a backup drive. On Windows, it's going to be very similar. There's a way to go to the parent folder. That way you're making sure that you're copying all of the data items that belong to My Checkbook. The next thing I want to look at is how we can make the font a little bit bigger if it's easier on your eyes. So in the newest My Checkbook, you can now make the font size either normal, large, or extra large. So this way you can see the items are a little bit bigger, if that's helpful to you. I'm going to go ahead and put it back. All right, and the last thing I want to show you is how you can take an entry and tell My Checkbook that it is just an estimate, something that needs to be confirmed later. So let's say, for example, that a particular transaction here, like this online auction, let's say that that actually is not confirmed. I don't remember the exact amount, and this is just an estimate. Well, I can right-click on that, and I can say Mark is not confirmed, and you can see that it now becomes a little bit grayed out. But the important part also is that this amount is still here, but it's not affecting your balance anymore. So in order to get it to affect your balance, you need to double-click on it, and then you need to decide what the proper amount is that should be confirmed, and you can go ahead and say confirm, and now that transaction will be affecting your balance. So these are just a few additional things you can do with My Checkbook that you might not have known, and I hope to help you. Thanks for watching.